Islamabad, January 7. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are in talks to convert about $2 billion of Saudi loans into a JF-17 fighter jet deal, two Pakistani sources said, deepening military cooperation months after the two nations signed a mutual defense pact last year. The talks underscore how the two allies are moving to operationalize defense cooperation at a time when Pakistan is facing acute financial strain and Saudi Arabia is reshaping its security partnerships to hedge against uncertainty about U.S. commitments in the Middle East. Dual-use items are goods, software or technologies that have both civilian and military applications. The mutual defense deal was signed following Israel's strikes on what it said were Hamas targets in Doha, an attack that shook the Gulf region. One of the sources said the discussions were limited to the provision of JF-17 Thunder fighter jets, the light combat aircraft jointly developed by Pakistan and China and produced in Pakistan, while the second said the jets were the primary option among others under discussion. The first source said the total deal was worth $4 billion, with an additional $2 billion to be spent on equipment over and above the loan conversion. The sources close to the military with knowledge of the matter spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak on the deal. Pakistan's Air Chief Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu was in Saudi Arabia for bilateral talks including on military cooperation between the two sides, Saudi media outlet Saudi News 50 said on social media platform X on Monday. Amir Masood, a retired air marshal and analyst, said Pakistan was in talks about or had finalized deals with 6 countries to provide equipment including JF-17s and electronic systems and weapons systems for the jets. He said those countries included Saudi Arabia, but could not confirm any details about the negotiations. The JF-17's marketability has been increased because it is tested and has been used in combat, he told Reuters, adding that it's also cost-effective. Pakistan has said the aircraft was deployed during its conflict with India in May last year, the heaviest fighting between the neighbors in decades. Pakistan's military and finance and defense ministries did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Saudi Arabia's government media office also did not respond. The Mutual Defense Pact, signed in September, committed both sides to treat any aggression against either country as an attack on both, significantly deepening a decades-old security partnership. Pakistan has long provided military support to the kingdom, including training and advisory deployments, while Saudi Arabia has repeatedly stepped in to support Pakistan financially during periods of economic stress. In 2018, Riyadh announced a $6 billion support package for Pakistan, including a $3 billion deposit at the central bank and $3 billion worth of oil supplies on deferred payment. Saudi Arabia has since rolled over deposits multiple times, including a $1.2 billion deferment last year, helping Islamabad stabilize its foreign exchange reserves amid chronic balance of payments pressures. Pakistan has in recent months stepped up defense outreach as it seeks to expand arms exports and monetize its domestic defense industry. Last month, Islamabad struck a weapons deal worth more than $4 billion with Libya's eastern-based Libyan National Army, officials said, one of the country's largest ever arms sales, which includes JF-17 fighter jets and training aircraft. Pakistan has also held talks with Bangladesh on the possible sale of JF-17s, as it widens its arms supply ambitions beyond South Asia and the Middle East. On Tuesday, Pakistan's defense minister said the success of its weapons industry could transform the country's economic outlook. Our aircraft have been tested, and we are receiving so many orders that Pakistan may not need the International Monetary Fund in 6 months, Khawaja Asif told broadcaster Geo News. Pakistan is currently under a $7 billion IMF program, its 24th, which followed a short-term $3 billion deal that helped avert a sovereign default in 2023. It secured the fund's support after Saudi Arabia and other Gulf allies provided financial and deposit rollovers.